Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the next episode of the Gen X Lounge. Today, I once again have my two lovely co-hosts in Jody and Sabrina. We stopped using the names, right?
Yeah, we started off and then we got lazy. Let's be honest. You already saw our faces. The
mystery's gone.
Absolutely.
We gave up. That's also part of being the Gen X team.
Yeah, just being too old to care. You're just like, no.
Not giving a fuck.
Okay. So, we're coming directly from Jody's nice place here. And we have little Floof on the bottom, her awesome Malamute. It's Malamute, right?
He's a Malamute, maybe Husky?
Sweet.
Cross?
He's
Yes.
awesome.
He's mistaken as a wolf, at least weekly now, which is pretty cool.
Which is beautiful. But we're going to jump right into it. So, today we're going to be talking about, we're going to talk about the insecurities of your Gen X hosts here.
Laying it down on the table.
Absolutely. Now, which one of us wants to get started?
Da, da, da.
Dibs out.
Ooh, I should probably go first because that's going against trying to fight my insecurity.
There we go. Go for it.
Good job.
Ooh, so it's probably very obvious on the podcast who the quietest, most introverted person is. And that is a massive insecurity for me. I always think that extroverted people are the cooler people and don't want to hang with the introverts, and the introverts aren't interesting to other people. They don't want to be brought into things. So I spend a lot of my time on a daily basis wondering if anyone does invite me to do something, why? Because what can I add? I'm not as exciting. I'm not as interesting. And it's in the work environment, in my personal environment, every environment, even having a random conversation with someone. It's kind of like, I'm not doing small talk right. I'm not doing this right. And it can eat you alive.
That's a constant struggle, isn't
Yeah.
it?
It must be. Well, knowing you for a little bit, I think we've known each other for about 10 years or so, for a little while. And I've seen this with maybe it's the fact that I'm also an introvert. But
you're a talkative introvert.
I talk nonsense, though. Half of the stuff is we swear on this, right?
Bullshitter.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. I'm a classic bullshitter.
Yeah.
So I just talk a whole bunch of stuff, and whatever sticks to the wall, that happens. But I've known you for a little while, and I always just thought that you said what you needed and you were too cool for school, kind of thing.
I remember the first time meeting you, and I thought, holy shit, this is like a model lady right here.
Yes, absolutely.
Cubicle land being like, I'm afraid to approach her.
Yes.
Oh my God, I'm afraid of everyone.
It's amazing that you come out and say that, because me and my buddy, who you knew too, first thing we were just like, wow, that woman has her stuff together. I mean, if your personality was a gate, you would be like straight up, shoulders high,
I feel like
up
you're
and
talking
walking.
about someone else.
That's why I'm just like, wow. See, this is what.
All the thoughts that circle in your head
Yes.
are completely being invalidated here because they're not true, and that's a good thing. It just shows how easy it is for us to get like negative thoughts into circular.
It just kind of shows. Sometimes you just need a healthy conversation on how people see you. Because, you'd be really shocked about how people see you. Because that is 100% not what I would have thought.
Yeah. And if you guys were not approaching me, or I shouldn't, you individuals, and others too, I always assume, and I always err on the side of they're just not interested in wanting to talk to me or get to know me, spend time with me. It never occurs to me it could be anything else. It's always, they rather talk to others. They rather...
I always just thought you were a boss.
I know. You
thought
always had the best clothing too. I remember the first time seeing her in the cubicle land, and I was like, she's like so professional and so pretty and
Agreed.
so tall.
Agreed.
That's my insecurities. I'm like, this fucking sucks.
Well, yeah, you know what? It's true.
This is also
It's
a
true.
very stylish person sitting across from me saying this. So
That's a very good question. Sabby
I thought she was way more stylish
She
than
is
me.
very
I still
stylish. So
think
for her to say that,
Yeah.
That's really,
wild.
It's true because, and no word of lie. Both of us were dressed pretty well. We would literally be like, and like adjusting our ties.
Oh, like Nana always.
It
like,
was all the time.
super high level, very stylish in the office, and
That
I
was
was
a long
always
time
like,
ago.
I need to up my game.
No, it's wow. So that blows my mind. So
where
just
do you
putting
think that
that
stems from, though? Like, why do we have these insecurities resting in our mind, in our back pocket, essentially, right? Whereas there's so many other people who come across as super confident. I never for once thought you weren't confident.
right.
Never would have guessed in a million years. I thought you were the cool girl.
Like outside of the idea of being an introvert, was there a reason why you ever thought that?
I think because I'm such a quiet person, I don't bring as much conversation my way and people complimenting or saying things. So I would see other people getting attention, compliments, whatever. And so I would be keeping score. And it's like, well, my score is pretty low, but this person that's maybe posting a lot on social media is getting, oh, girl, you're so gorgeous, blah, blah, blah.
Oh,
I don't
wow.
really post like selfies and things like that, so I don't get that feedback. But I'm also like, if I post myself, I might get 2 likes and I'm going to feel worse.
Yeah.
So I won't even do that.
Oh,
So
well,
there's all these little places I look or I avoid, but I'm either blocking situations from getting positive feedback, or the score system shows me mine's not good enough, high enough, and so I just take that in as, yep, told you so.
and sometimes it's more not even looking at a score. It's just the fact that she knows she's the shit. So am I going to like upset her by talking to her or something like that? Because at the same time, maybe it's an intimidation thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
But as I said before, I never would have ever thought that about you. That's
Really nuts.
and that's why I'm just like, wow. It's just really odd, the fact that, and I'll go right back to saying it. Maybe we do need some just like healthy conversations when we do talk to each other about how we view each other.
And why we're so stuck on external validation for our own.
Agreed.
Like, I don't know, have an answer or anything like that, because I do it just as much as everyone else. But you think about it, you think of your YouTubers, the influencers now in the world that we live in, how much external validation they need to feel good about themselves. Yet our mental health crisis is off the charts compared to what I remember when I was growing up. So
You know, that's a good
why
point.
is that? Why? I would love to figure out why.
Because you're putting it on others to validate yourself,
Yeah.
and more and more and more, and it's a slippery slope, and the more you do that, the less you can do it for yourself, and you can't come back from that.
Well, that is actually very scary, because if you're going to always have to seek that validation, that actually could explain why there's always like the posting on Instagram every day, every single
my
day,
God.
that you got to post the pictures of here, sometimes in doing that. And if you don't get it, you have to like say, why didn't that happen? Let me get a little bit more scandalous until you get that. And then the worst part is the fact that all that validation that you get disappears that one day. Then you have to say like, I got to do it again the next day because I don't believe that I'm validated enough. So
It's like a drug. You're going to need
exactly.
more and more
It's
the
a drug.
dose.
Absolutely.
It's a
And
dopamine fix.
yesterday, 20 likes was sufficient.
Yeah.
Now you need 30. Now you need 40. And
Yeah.
now you need it every day. Now you need it a few times a
Yeah.
day. And
This
it
post
just
only got
doesn't
2
stop.
likes. I need
Yeah.
29. And you're just like, geez.
Yeah.
And it's almost like there's the real life version of that too, when you're in a workspace and you hear something positive happening to someone else, but you maybe you did similar work or you dressed in a similar way and no one said anything to you, and then it's like, oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
huh.
It's so true. Brings up a lot of our, I don't know, I guess a lot of hidden assumptions we have about ourselves and our own self-worth and how, you're always told you gotta love yourself first. It is true. You gotta figure out how to love yourself first and whatever skin you're given in, and then perhaps then you can get rid of those negative thoughts.
See,